This video is about support ticketing tools. Support ticketing tools are very, very helpful, especially if you're collaborating with a team where you have multiple people maybe in an inbox and you're all trying to respond to tickets. You want to make sure that customers are being responded to in a timely manner. Additionally, if somebody's away, you want to be able to handle that ticket while they're away without having to go into their email inbox. Now, trying to figure out what support tool to choose is challenging, to say the least. And we've gone through most of them. So in this video, I'm going to go through our experiences with all of the different support tools that we've been through, which I think are all of the market leaders at this point in time, and probably some that you haven't heard of before. And then also let you know what we're recommending, and then also what we're using internally, and then what that integration process looks like into your business. Like, how hard is it to switch over from one tool to another? So to start off with, to give you a little bit of history, we started with actually Teamwork Desk. And the reason why we started with Teamwork Desk was because it integrated with our project management system. But the reason why we switched off of it is it just became arduous. And whenever we're thinking about choosing a technology, my main litmus test is it taking more time to manage this tool than it is to actually get the work done? And with Teamwork Desk, it was taking more time to actually manage the tool and to set things up, and then the troubleshooting, and we couldn't see where tickets were. And it's like, oh, if you want to see reporting on how many tickets were closed, well, that's going to be an additional fee. So I was just like, okay, I'm fed up with that. Let's look for something else. And at that point, we were looking at Intercom. Now, Intercom's kind of the market leader right now for support desk software. A lot of the larger companies that I was looking at and was looking at their website, it would be like, well, we use Intercom. And I was like, well, surely this tool must be very robust. Like, so many of these companies that I admire are using this tool. However, when we actually got into Intercom in the back end, it was very difficult to set up and also just hard to use for a number of different reasons. They use something very different in their platform where they have messages that come in that you convert to tickets. And there is some AI functionalities that you can use for it, but they're so difficult to set up that like the time investment to actually use them is like, this just isn't worthwhile. And maybe if we had a whole team that was assigned out to just working with that tool and not responding to tickets, then maybe, but I don't even think at a larger scale, if I had an unlimited budget, that I would really want to implement Intercom. I find it was just overly complex for what it was, and it gave you so many features and functionalities that it just bloated the software and made it almost overwhelming to use. And then not only that, there was just some usability issues where things just didn't work quite often. It was like we're spending more time trying to manage this tool than we are actually solving problems for clients. So one of the ones that we have used in the past, which I'm on the fence about on Helpscout. Helpscout is one that is a little bit different than other support tools because Helpscout does a unified inbox where everybody can see everybody else's inbox, which is kind of nice in a lot of ways, if I'm completely honest. I still find that it's not the greatest, I wouldn't say, and especially for the price point that it's at. I would put it kind of on point with Teamwork Desk, if not probably a little bit better. If you're already on it, I probably wouldn't switch somebody off of it, but it's not a tool I would necessarily recommend for a solution for somebody that's looking for a help desk solution. One of the other ones we looked at when we were debating on going to Intercom was Front. Now, if I wanted to do another more robust support ticketing software, I would probably experiment with Front next. Now, all of the price points to them are not that dissimilar. Like this one's at 99 for their top ones. The lowest you're probably going to see is like $25 per person. And then you're kind of sitting on that range of like the $59. And I think Intercom from memory is around that $99 too, or that $59. And it does go up if you switch down to monthly. One of the things I really liked about Front was the multi-channel functionality where I could have people on Messenger or WhatsApp or here or there, and they could all go into one unified system. And Intercom also does advertise this, but again, it was just so hard to set up that I was like, I just don't have time for this. And it's like you're paying so much money per month just for the software itself. And then additionally, to make it so difficult to just get the functions that, okay, like if I'm paying, we were paying like $1,500 to $2,000 a month for Intercom. And it's like on top of that, I've also got to find the time in my week, in my day to set this up. And we have to remember with technology, it's not just a matter of setting something up. You need to work the technology. So it's like set it up and account for at least 3 to 6 months of actually refining out your process for a technology. So it's like a lot of people go into a new technology and they're like, okay, I'm going to set it up and it's going to be great. It's just not the reality of the situation. And especially with these more complex ones, it only becomes worse with that. One of the ones we've also worked with quite a bit is Zendesk. Zendesk was kind of one of the first support ticketing softwares that really came on the market. I feel like they're riding on their coattails and they haven't really kept up their technology. I think they got some tech debt. Their support ticketing functionalities to me are a bit dated. The usability of it's not great. Their support's not great. We work with it kind of haphazardly with clients right now, but in general, I wouldn't recommend Zendesk. Again, if somebody's already on it, I would say, okay, work with it unless they have some specific complaints with it. But overall, I just find it to be a dated technology. Their support's not great. There's some things that we wanted to do of just like routing emails to specific people that was very difficult to do. And I was like, this is just something that I feel like you guys should have figured out by this point. And we often do see this with softwares that are the first to the market. They tend to have a lot of tech debt in the background, and then they don't keep up with the advances of just like basic understanding of how somebody should use this tool. The one that we looked at next was and the reason why I really liked this one, it's called Fluent Support, is that I could get an agency license and I wouldn't be charged per a user seat on this. So this is a plugin that gets installed on your WordPress site. It's a bit clunky though. So it's like you don't pay for like the monthly users, but I think that timeline to actually sort it out for yourself is probably more around the 6 month mark. But then your monthly fees after that are like for us, we give this to clients. Like if they want to install Fluent Support, then we have an agency license for it. So there's no monthly ongoing cost for them, but there is a cost to just kind of learning it and understanding it. The other thing I really like about it is because it's a WordPress plugin, we can create our own integrations to things like Keep, or it also pulls in the WooCommerce orders if it's installed on that WooCommerce site. But we are also looking at, okay, if it's on a separate WooCommerce site, could we also pull in those orders? We're still in an innovation stage with that one where we haven't quite figured that out, but I am still pretty excited about using Fluent Support. We just haven't really had the opportunity at this point in time to really dig into the innovative side of it. But I love the cost functionality of it, that it is just, you don't have to pay that monthly fee for every user, because like that Intercom fee, that 1,500 to 2K a month was just like killing me. It was like one of our highest software expenses every single month. The one that we are currently using right now, which is a totally out of left field option, I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's called Sorted, and it's not really technically a support tool in the way that any of the others are. What this is, it is an app for Gmail. And what this does is it adds like another functionality to your Gmail inbox. What I love about this is us and most of our clients are already using Gmail. So if they don't have a support ticketing software right now, it's a really nice, like smooth integration to start there. And then the other thing is that even if if they are using a support ticketing system, I'm going to bet if they're on Gmail, that they're also still checking their personal emails. So it's like they're having to check right now the support inbox as well as their Gmail inbox. It's like, well, we could just put this all into one. And I also really love their pricing of like, we're on the business plan, but at $15 per month, like I was paying, as I said, 1,500, I was paying anywhere from 1,500 to $2,000 a month. The reason why I give a range is because Intercom's pricing is bonkers. As soon as you add a person, they start charging you immediately by the day. Deep breaths, Melody. And so like my bill just got ridiculous several times. And I just don't have a lot of faith in their billing practices either, but that's a separate note. But at $15 a month, or if I actually am on monthly right now, because I'm like, I don't know, let's try this out. With technology, it's always like a trust but verify type idea. And so with this business plan here, I'm still like, I think $300 for my entire team to be on there. And I like that they're just already in their Gmail inboxes. And it also has made my workflow as the CEO a lot smoother because in my inbox, like, so this is my direct inbox, not the support inbox, I can add things to their little columns. And the way that we've set this up is that each team member kind of has their own column. I'm not sure that we'll do this going forward or how that'll work. Like, again, we're still in that process of really integrating this, but you can customize all of these different statuses here. And then you can also, you just go through and sort that support inbox, and then you put them into you can assign them out. It's it's not the smoothest user experience of a tool that I've seen, but at the price point and then also the usability of it, of that I can just log into my inbox, and then also if something comes into my personal inbox, I can see that. And I can also, from my personal inbox, go into all of the support items that are assigned out to people. Whereas before, I would have to either go into the support tool or like go into another Gmail account, which just adds another step for me, yet another step in my day. And it's like, I already got so much to do. And it's like, I need to be efficient and effective with the work that I am doing on an ongoing basis. So it's like when an email comes in, let's just go here and look into, this is just like a random email that comes in from WordPress. Like if this didn't already have a board, then I could put it on a board. I can assign it. I can add a reminder. We haven't played around with this like whole My Day thing, but I like that because from the team perspective, they can put like, which tickets am I going to address? Like, and we're an agency, so we're often not just answering a question that's coming in about a member or something. Like oftentimes you have to dig into things or do some work. So this is really nice to have that. And then you can have any number of custom fields here for yourself. Now, in an ideal, beautiful world, this would also have an integration with Keep, where it would pull that contact record in, and it would also have an integration with WooCommerce. But despite that, when somebody first addresses this, if they look up that Keep contact record or that WooCommerce record, they can add that to the custom field so you can reference it later. And potentially we could look at adding those custom fields directly to that contact record if they ever email in again. I think there's a lot that we will be able to do with this, but we're still really getting familiar with it. But like my process to move from Intercom to this was literally giving the team about 4 days notice and saying, hey, we're going to do this thing and we're going to get on this new tool. And I was like, okay, we've redirected all of our emails just to go directly in the inbox and use this sorted tool. We're not using the other one. You're still going to have access to the next week to like be able to look at tickets. And then after a week, I just took away everybody's access because we'd already responded. Because when responses come in, they will go into your new support ticketing system. So it's actually really smooth, frankly. And then the other major hurdle we had with both Intercom and also Teamwork Desk was like the rules of like not emails not necessarily landing directly in the inbox, which just creates noise. And because it's on Gmail, like setting up those rules is as easy as just putting in the rule in here and then creating a filter. And so we're still playing around with that as far as like auto assigning to different people. I wouldn't say Sorted's a perfect tool, but at the price point and then also the usability, I really, really like it. Second to that, I would recommend Fluent Support again for the price point. And then if I was gonna look at like really having a robust tool again, I would probably look into Front Nest next. Intercom, I'm not happy with. Helpscout's okay. Teamwork Desk, nah. Zendesk, I wouldn't touch it. And just beware when you see the term integration, that is a very generalized word of when these tools say they integrate with things. Oftentimes it is just a Zapier integration. When we expect an integration on a support tool, it usually means when a client emails in, specifically when I'm thinking about Keep or WooCommerce, I can see on the right-hand side their orders or their tags and different things. And very few tools actually have that level of integration on them. It's something that we are looking at building out either for Fluent Support, but I mean, I'd love to have it on this level on Sorted as well, but it is just part of our development process of kind of where we're at with this particular tool. But I'm much happier with Sorted, much happier to get rid of that $1,000 expense, and also just the usability of it. I find it to be far more effective. If you have any questions about this, this is filmed in October 2024. So in a week or two, we're probably going to learn more. So If you do have any questions about this, check out the blog, Business Tech Ninjas, or our YouTube channel, and we'll probably have another update as we progress through this. And then also you can visit Business Tech Ninjas, and then as new updates and new things and we develop new options, then we do email out our email list to let them know, hey, there's this cool new thing you can do. Because technology should be easy, but navigating the herding of cats that is finding the best tools and then integrating them into your business is a lot of the times easier said than done. Thanks, and see you next time.